Explosions, billion-dollar hype, hidden truth. Every day, workers deep inside this mountain risk their lives to extract one thing: Himalayan pink salt. Sometimes the blast misfires, and if anyone enters too early, disaster can strike. Pakistan's Cura mine holds the world's largest pink salt deposits. Some raw blocks weigh up to 800 kilograms, far too heavy to lift. Most of it is shipped to Europe and the U.S., where it's sold as a healthy luxury product for up to 30x the price of regular salt. Yet reports suggest it may contain dangerous heavy metals, and that's not all microplastics, may be hiding in the same product people sprinkle on their food daily. So how does one mountain power a global multi-million-dollar industry? Asif Mahmood gets his 3 sons ready for school before heading to the mine. For him, this isn't just work, it's legacy. Most of our people work locally. Since the beginning, I knew I would work in these mines. Despite the name, the salt doesn't actually come from the Himalayas, but from Pakistan's Potahar Plateau in Punjab province. With over 20 years of experience, Asif is now a supervisor responsible for miner safety inside nearly 40 kilometers of tunnels, spread across 17 levels. Inside, it's completely dark. First-time miners learn fast one mistake can cost lives. They search for premium salt using engineering, surveys, and techniques passed down through generations, tapping walls, shining lights, reading the rock. Once they find the right deposit, they drill holes 4 feet deep. Then comes the most dangerous part. Workers load explosives by hand. One spark at the wrong moment could turn the chamber into a firestorm. They attach fuse wires running through the rock, giving them seconds to escape. Asif moves to another chamber, but the blast still shakes the tunnels. 30 minutes later, they return carefully. I go in first to check for leftover blast or loose rock. Only then can the laborers enter. Once the area is cleared, the real labor begins. Workers extract everything by hand, while leaving enough rock behind to support the chambers and prevent collapse. It takes nearly 2 hours to load each tractor trolley. Every year, close to 400,000 tons of salt are removed, but that's only a tiny fraction of what remains. At this pace, experts say the reserves could last for centuries. The Cura mine is government-owned, but sections are leased to private companies. Companies like Itifak employ workers such as Asif, who has been there since age 20. He earns around $350, a month above the average wage for unskilled workers in the region. Alhamdulillah, it's enough for my family's needs. For generations, families here have depended on this mine. Geologists say the salt formed around 600 million years ago, when ancient seas evaporated, leaving behind massive mineral deposits. Like Itifak, process the salt at factories in Lahore, 280 kilometers away. Workers like Amir Aslan suit up daily with gloves, caps, goggles, and protective gear. First, raw blocks are sorted by color and checked for leftover gunpowder. Then workers inspect for natural cracks. Some pieces weigh over 100 kilograms, making every move risky. I was careless when I started, Amir says. I tried lifting one and it fell on my foot. That's why workers first cut giant slabs into smaller sections. But as the blocks shrink, hands move closer to the spinning blade and danger rises. Diamond-tipped cutters slice through rock in seconds. Today, they're making Himalayan salt lamps, drilling holes through the center while clouds of salt dust fill the air. To reduce the dust, water is sprayed on the blades. Without protection, fine particles can build up in the lungs over time. That's why we wear masks, workers explain. New hires also complete 3 months of training. In this business, discipline, honesty, and focus matter as much as strength. Many factories now automate parts of production to scale output faster. Some facilities can process nearly 350 metric tons a day, the weight of a fully loaded Boeing 747. Demand keeps climbing for bath salts, lamps, aromatherapy products, and edible salts. Finished products are boxed, branded, and shipped to over 80 countries. In some U.S. stores, a small container sells for $10, while a much larger jar of regular salt costs only $1. Why? Branding. It's marketed as more natural, cleaner, and healthier. Claims say it helps regulate blood sugar, improve sleep, and detox the body. But scientists say there's little solid evidence supporting those promises. One study found Himalayan Pink Salt contained more microplastics than other rock salts, likely introduced during processing or packaging. Other reports detected heavy metals like lead, mercury, and arsenic substances harmful even in small amounts. And the market has another issue: counterfeits. Some sellers simply dye regular salt pink and sell it at premium prices. Yet many workers still believe in the salt's healing power. "I've worked here for 20 years," one says. "I've seen its benefits for many illnesses." Since 2018, the global pink salt market has grown steadily and is projected to approach $700 million by 2030. But Pakistan captures only a small share of that value. Why? Because the biggest profits come later in the supply chain, when raw salt becomes branded consumer products. For years, Pakistan lacked enough advanced refining equipment, so exporting raw salt was easier. Much of it went cheaply to India, where it was processed and resold to Western markets at premium prices, sometimes labeled "Made in India." Pakistan earned little from its own resource. Then in 2019, rising tensions over Kashmir led Pakistan to suspend trade with India, cutting off a major route for raw salt exports. Local companies were forced to process more salt themselves, but early factories lacked today's modern safety standards. Workers handled sharp machinery without gloves. Fine salt dust coated machines, floors, and even faces. Many skipped masks despite the risks. Still, for many families, this job remains essential, because Cura isn't just a mine, it's a national symbol. It attracts around 250,000 tourists every year and fills many Pakistanis with pride. From this mountain come products used in homes across the world. We're happy knowing it's used everywhere, workers say. As another long shift ends, they gather over tea and music before heading home. From dangerous tunnels to luxury shelves, Himalayan Pink Salt is more than seasoning, it's branding. Labor, history, and global business wrapped in one crystal. Subscribe to the Money Team 00 for more hidden money stories behind everyday products.